Good afternoon, happy people, and happy March, happy Sunday. I really do hope that this video finds you well. It's a beautiful day to be alive, and my name is Yolanda Naylor Shea Kelly, and I'm so excited to be presenting this video to you to announce a special project that I'm working on called the Good Grief Project. As many of you know, and most of you know, back in 2016, July of 2016, my husband, Kenneth Kelly, passed away suddenly in our home of a heart attack. Unfortunately, he passed away, but even more so, I found him there. So just take a beat for a second with that. I've never really, on social media, told the world who my husband was. Of course, if you're close to me and your family, you knew, and you know exactly who he is. But with what I'm about to do, I really want to make sure that his identity is known to the world, because guess what? The world pretty much already knows him, and they don't even know. Many people I'm finding, when I talk about who he is, didn't know that he passed away. So anyway, Kenneth Kelly, my husband, is the guy in the movie Lean on Me singing the school song. So in the bathroom scene with Morgan Freeman, and you have Sam's. He's not Sam's, but it's the other guy that's Sam's quote unquote cousin, that starts off the song fairy side, and then he starts again fairy side. Well, that guy that leads that song, and he's looking all shy and bashful and everything, is Kenneth Kelly. That was my husband. And so I opted to, even in this video, take the opportunity to share who he was, so the world would know that they have lost a gem. So nonetheless, he did pass away July 30th of 2016. It was a great loss to myself and a great loss to my family. And I don't usually use the word loss when it comes to him, because we know where he is. He's in a better place. And so nonetheless, it was a traumatic experience to me and to my family. So I opted to write a book called Good Grief. And the reason why the book was written was because I found a lot of people, their response to my temperament, if you will, after his passing was very interesting. I'm usually a positive person, very jovial, very happy person. And while I did experience that tragedy, and I was sad, I still found a way to smile each and every day. I found a way to laugh. And honestly, there has not been one day since he passed away that I have not laughed or have not smiled. That's who I am. That's who he knew me to be. And honestly, I know he wouldn't have it any other way. As many of you know, I'm a life coach. And so it's always my premise to try to at least feel as good as you possibly can feel right now. And so, there are maybe people that may be close to depression or close to, feeling really bad about something that they've experienced. Find a way to find a way to feel good even in that state. Always try to find a way to feel better than you are. So nonetheless, people's responses to me at my temperament kind of puzzled me, because it's like, how do you tell someone how to grieve, or how do you tell someone how they're supposed to be? What does grief look like? And I believe that grief looks like something, or looks different to everyone. Grief has many different faces. Grief has, people that laugh and cry, and people who are angry. And of course, we know that there are many stages to grief. But you really can't tell anybody how to grieve. There's no cookie cutter way to grieve. But I wrote the book Good Grief for people who have lost family members and loved ones due to death, as well as people who have lost dreams, or dreams that have not been fulfilled, or lost material things, property, lost homes, lost friendships, lost relationships of people that are still alive. That's, we don't often tell people that they get to grieve that type of situation, but it is something that needs to be grieved, because you go through the pain nonetheless. So I felt led to write this book, not just regarding death, but just loss in general, to let us know that, number one, it is okay for us to grieve, and number two, it's important for us to grieve and have a healthy grieving process, because in reality there are people who don't grieve. And so let me take that back. There are people who grieve, but they don't grieve well. They don't grieve in a healthy way. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about grieving in a healthy way that helps you get better each and every day. It doesn't, the grief, I don't think, ever goes away. I think that we always experience that feeling of that person not being here. At least I do. There are some days that I just look up and I'm just like, I can't even believe, that he's not here anymore, like in this world with me. It's amazing. We were together for 17 years and then bam, life changed in a moment. And so I'm encouraging people to grieve and have a healthy grieving process. So the book is written, and I'm looking to publish the book on a larger scale. And then, as if that wasn't enough, I was prompted to do, or am prompted to do, a one-woman show. And so I'm looking for backers, if you will, people who will be interested in supporting me. Anyone that knows me knows that I wrote a book called Confessions from a Broken Place, Her Story, His Glory, which is on Amazon.com. No plug here. It's no shameless plug anyway. Listen, you got to promote yourself, right? But I published that, self-published that book. I like to publish Good Grief on a larger scale, and I have a publishing entity who's interested in assisting me with that and being able to market it and distribute the book for me, as well, on a larger spectrum, to reach so many people. And so I'm looking to do that, and I'm also looking to put up a one-woman show about the day that Kenny passed away. I can't go into all of the details, especially not in this video, but I want to share that with the world, and it's a part of my healing process. And so, I think about people recently like Vanessa Bryant and April Daniels and Lauren London, who have, they have experienced a sudden loss in the media, like publicly. And so, they don't get to hide or cover up their grief. So I know all too well what that feels like as a widow myself, of losing, your loved one, the person that you plan to spend the rest of your life with, in a moment. And no one can tell you how to experience that. No one should tell you how to experience that. My premise is that we should experience grief in a healthy way. And I want to share my story with the world, share Kenny's story with the world, so that we can all begin to heal and know that it's okay that we grieve, and know that it's okay to grieve in a healthy way, whatever that looks like for you. And so if you look at the link in my bio, there's a link to a Kickstarter. That is the Good Grief Project. And I'm looking for people who are sold out to the idea of, experiencing good, healthy grief like I am, and those that also want me to be able to share this story with the world. Whatever you can afford to contribute would be a blessing. No amount is too big, no amount is too small. And so we're going to be beginning the Kickstarter tomorrow, and it's going to last for 60 days, and I'm looking to raise $10,000 to fund this project. And so the way that it works is, if I don't make the $10,000 and we don't reach the goal, then no one has to contribute anything. And if I do, then your contribution will be taken. You can read up more on Kickstarter.com. But I just wanted to share this video. I know that it's long. I wanted to share this video because I really needed to get into the nooks and crannies of why I'm doing this project. And I hope that you'll back me. And more importantly, I hope that you'll support by sharing this with your followers and your friends, and let them know about it. But more importantly, know that grief is good. The experience of grief is good. The experience of grief is healthy, as long as we do it in a healthy way. God bless you. I thank you for your time, and have a wonderful day. Bye.